Looking dapper.
I think what we need right now, more colonists, frankly. Passenger rocket. Yes, just launch with that leafy one. Oh, do you not have insufficient metals, really, now? That's impressive. There we go. Some more metals deployed. We need more drones down there, quite a lot more drones. So let's go ahead and increase the amount that we're requesting. I want 10 drone prefabs, please. That'll do. Right. That's fine. Could you please drop off the rest over here? Don't need that selector anymore. Ooh, what are we going to name this dome? I didn't name it. Right. Let's see. It shall be. Oh, I'm going to have to check out how to spell that. You going to tell me? Oh, come on. I think that's how you spell quarantine. Yes. Haha! I think. Did I use an E in the wrong place? No. Ha 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 ha. I always feel particularly proud of myself when I manage that. Could this one get a priority on workers as well? And definitely this one. But let's just shut down some of the shifts. Just enough. The others can be staffed
Pipe leak
as
reported.
Ooh, that's not good. Huh. Well, problem here is that we've got too many people over here now. But I need the scientific facilities always staffed. Just the way it's going to have to be. Shut that down, shut that down. Well, it's not great, certainly. Too many of our colonists are moving around right now. Keep that and staff for the time being. How are we doing with research? About 1/4 of the way there. That's not too bad. 40,000. So we're about 10,125 research out of 40,500. Somewhere around there. But we definitely need more colonists, so I'm going to have to send another passenger rocket, but this time I'm going to have to select more quirks. Guess we'll allow lazy colonists. It's not ideal, but it'll do. Yay, more Aavak streams! I'm glad you're enjoying it, everyone. Aavak tried to murder Earth. I didn't try to murder them. I perhaps was just a little bit more forgetful about the quarantine procedures than I should have been. That's all. Hardly trying to murder someone.
Looking dapper.
Thank you very much, Elijah. 29 months, my lord. You must be crazy. Yes, I agree. It's 11:30. You know what? I'm getting hungry. I'm getting hungry. There's a couple of places I could probably order food if I didn't want to stop streaming.
I'm Penel Askelin of Mars Official
No.
Radio. Lean back, relax, and let us do the rest. Our songs are simply the best, and my hosting is too.
I love how confident Panam is. We are 32% of the way there. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Need more, though. Always need more. Right, we've got a bunch of colonists on board. Let's drop them off here, please, since this dome needs them more. Aavak, have I? Let me double check. Are we eating ourselves yet? No, we're not. So, I imagine we're technically vegan. Unless maybe it's lab-grown meat. But the thing is with lab-grown meat, does that even count? Because it was never a part of a sapient
New
creature. It was never
colonists
part
have arrived.
of a thing with a face, basically. So I'm not sure if that would count as vegan or not. Or whether that would be okay for vegan. Because as I understand, being vegan doesn't mean you can't enjoy meat-flavored products, as long as the flavoring is not composed of any part of an animal. So it's a good question, actually. Yes, Kuro, we can. There is an endgame tech called Silent. Basically, when someone dies, you turn their body into nutrients. %, good. We might make it, I don't know. Really does depend a bit. Oh, we've got a colonist, a vegan celebrity. As you just asked about vegans. Where was it? Is Mars still vegan? Where was that question? Who asked about it? Damn it! I've lost your name. I cannot see who asked about it. Damn it. Okay, I need someone to tell me. Someone needs to give me the full name. Ah, there we are. Aavak. 85. There we go, Aavak. Thank you very much, chat. Thank you so much. You can go ahead and leave straight away, just in time.
Panic and desperation has spread across the population as waves of refugees flee the endemic zones.
Okay. Wildfire has hit the third world hard. Panic and desperation is spread across the population as a wave of refugees flee the endemic zones. The crisis can be felt across the developing countries and the first world as well. The chaos in the poorest countries resonates across the globe as the raw materials markets are plummeting. Entire resource operations in the third world countries are abandoned as the workers flee the areas hit by the virus. People in rich countries vocally support actions to relieve the struggling regions of the earth, and many companies divert resources for charity. Probably there's still hope for humanity when so many of us refuse to ignore the tragedy of complete strangers. Infection level has reached epidemic state. Applicant pool is depleted for the next 20 sols due to quarantine measures. 20 sols? If we have at least that long, we've won. We've already won. All I've got to do is avoid losing, basically. But if we've got that many, then we're fine. How are we doing over here? 76 of 72. That's unfortunate. Well, on the plus side, what's the unemployment like? 14. We could use that to put that to good use. Let's get a polymer factory up and running. Pop it right here. Right, the next shuttle, go ahead and land, please. Don't die. Did Madagascar and Greenland close their ports yet? I love that game so much. Well done for that reference. Well played. Oh, thank you so much, Sheilab. Thank you. Sheilab is the best housemate.
New colonists have arrived.
So good. Everyone in chat needs to show the support for Sheilab. Sheilab keeps me going through the early mornings, and the late mornings, and the early nights and the late nights, and so on and so forth. She even brought me a gigantic mug. Look at the size of it. It's bigger than my face. Okay, slight perspective
Cable
shenanigans.
fault reported.
Ooh. Could you please make sure that these are high priority buildings and always kept well staffed? Please. Thank you. Did she remember the alcohol in it? You don't have alcohol. Well, okay, there's 2 teas that I'm aware of that pretty much are made for alcohol. One is made for vodka specifically. The other one is just made generally for spirits. Though, I have heard that there's one where you brew the tea in a mixture of warm beer and warm water. Not boiling of either. Warm, dilute beer. Curious. One day I will try it. It doesn't sound appetizing, I'll confess. That is one tea where there is a big part of me that's not even curious about it. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I'm deeply curious, but there's a big part of me that's like, no. My curiosity, I choose life. Which is precisely the reason I haven't tried that one tea made of a mushroom that will kill you. That is a tea of desperate times. If ever I find out that I've got like 3 days to live or something like that. Oh, that tea. There's going to be a world shortage of that tea. I am going to delight in the experience of the forbidden teas. But until that time, no. Okay, you can go ahead and leave. Don't need you there anymore. How are we doing over here? Have we got any unemployed? Yeah, we got a few unemployed. Sure, okay. Turn that on then. Is that within range? Oh, it's just out of range. That's a shame. It's a crying shame, actually. Still got 9 unemployed, so let's turn on a second shift. Right, how are we doing now? Our fuel production is not good. Be honest with you, our fuel production could be better. So let's make it better, shall we? One there. Followed by another one here. There we are. Tea and whiskey is awesome, Aavak, especially when you have the sniffles. I can well imagine it. As long as there's no other type of benefits you get from leadership. What, Sammy? Even if there were, my lord.
Cable fault
Stomach starts to
reported.
grumble. Is there a problem with streaming too much? How are we doing for food at these locales? We could do with a bit of a top-up, actually. Especially since all of the food for the colony is now coming from this one place.
We just received a letter from Magdalena, who works as a psychologist. Dear Penna,
I like this one.
even though
Listen
I like
closely.
your show and your interesting talks,
In
I
fact,
sometimes find the way you express your opinions a little bit blunt. Everything can't be resolved through facts. There are other aspects to take into consideration, like emotions, innate drives, and values. However, I do like the music you play and your informative commentary. Magdalena, I understand you, but I find it hard to come up with a suitable response. I will think it over and get back to you with an answer. I'll think better with some music.
I like that one specifically for the idea that I know it's just a fictional character, but I like the sort of characteristics that fictional character exemplifies. Just being told that, yeah, I think the way you present stuff is boring. Most people will be like, fight me, bro. But Panam's like, I understand, but I'm having trouble thinking of a good reply. I will think on it and get back to you. I think that is a fantastic response to anything like that. Well done, Panam. Building's not working too. Got some more sponsor funding. Good. Let's get that into outsourcing right away. All of the outsourcing. All of the time. There we go. Oh, we've got some good money coming in. You know what, though? Alright. Let's open up this. Get that built, please. And thank you. We've got a bit of a water shortage. Have we updated this? Yeah, that's fully upgraded. Is this fully upgraded? Yeah. Also, let's get some of that sorted. Aavak, you use too many big words and it hurts my brain. Stop it. What? Words were big. I didn't use any big words. Orc Alt, yes. With the caveat, do you like city builder games? Do you like colony management games? If you like anything like RimWorld, if you enjoy strategy games like, even, you know, there's less parallels with City Skylines, but it has the same sort of aesthetic and control feel to it. If you like these sorts of games, then yes, I think it is absolutely worth the purchase. I need to get more water. It's not a good spot there. Actually, it's a deep water deposit. Do I have deep water mining? Don't think I do. Though, yes, it does. So I must have already researched it. Let me just double check that I have. Yes, I've gotten deep water extraction. Fantastic. Okay, so this is going to last us for a fantastically long time. I'm going to build it about here so I could squeeze in. Well, actually, I could squeeze in two like that anyway. Height works. And across. And we'll just have it hook in there, since that will carry the water along. And we'll likewise... Actually, I think we need to go from the front for that. Connect it up to power there. There we go. That should do. Let's get these built fast, please. Aavak, when you said stream too much, I got a mental image of you and your crew having a stream in like John Lennon and Yoko Ono bed in... fantastic. I love the random thoughts that you have, Algrim. Never change. I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is possibly because I'm a nihilist, but if my mitochondria can use it to generate energy, then I consider it a viable food source. It's as simple as that for me. Can my cells break it down and make energy? Is it a cellular energy source? If yes, then yes. Nothing else needs to be considered. Now, just because something is a viable food source doesn't mean I'm going to go out of my way to eat it. I will prioritize things based on all sorts of things. You know, like how much I like you. The more I like you, the less I want to remove you from my immediate, you know, take you out of the sphere that is my perception. You know, some people, I think the world is more interesting with them in it. So they're very, very low on the food source priority list. Dogs, probably about as low. They're kind of par with ferrets. And like Siri is so low, it's like, yeah, I probably would just let myself die. But everything above that, moving up, just increasingly, by small steps, more okay to eat. If I had no other options available to me. Let's get both of those going. That'll do. Menu, that's the word. There are so many great tasting wax candles. I eat beeswax on toast. Not honey, beeswax. It's quite nice. Well, no, let me correct that. It's not beeswax strictly, it's honeycomb. The whole thing. But, yeah, it's effectively the same thing. I wouldn't say the morals were a big part of it, honestly. Moral implies that I think some things are wrong. It's not that I think some things are wrong. It's that I think I'm selfish. I think is more the thing. I'm less inclined to do something that would make me less happy. But moral it implies there is some sort of
Looking
I
dapper.
guess you could say it all comes down to what you perceive as morals. I believe there's such a thing as morals. I believe that everyone can have a centered moral compass, even though my personal belief is that there is not some sort of cosmic absolute to that.
Looking
We're all
dapper.
free to decide where our moral compass is, part of being a nihilist. But that being said, I'm weary about using the word moral because moral means something different to a lot of people. But assuming that you understand where I'm coming from, and yeah, it's a moral choice. David for Death just subscribed. Thank you very much. And Satissis just subscribed as well for the 37th month.
Looking
my lord.
dapper.
And Reggie Mango just resubscribed for the 29th month. My goodness. The honeycomb I've tried is like a honey-flavoured chewing gum if you just eat it as it is. No, I quite like honeycomb, actually. I'm quite on board with honeycomb. We are making some rapid progress towards this. I am so happy. Do need a little bit more funding from the USA, though. That would be great. All of the resubs, indeed. We're probably, well, I mean, there's lots of people on Earth who've already died to it, but we're probably all going to live. And ultimately, there will be a viable human population left on Earth to restock. But it got pretty touch and go for a bit. Actually, can we get any more passengers? Probably not. Yeah. There's really not. Available residences on Mars, yeah, there's no matching colonists. There's no colonists, full stop. Okay, fair enough.
This is Mars
Didn't want any of your
official radio
infected
with
Earth colonists
NMSN.
anyway.
Stay tuned, enjoy, take a break, and just chill. Our songs will go down like an energy pill.
Please make sure that is dealt with quickly. How are we doing over there? 19 unemployed. Well, then we can make more metal, can't we? Also, we can get more polymers done as well. See, this is the thing. Once your colony has been a good number of sols, your people are just better. Martian-borns are better on Mars than Earth-borns. It's a simple thing, because we've got a whole slew of tech that enhances Martian-borns. People from Earth get upset with being outside. But Martian resilience, they don't take sanity damage from working outside of the dome. We're born on the red planet. As I said, the whole Bane thing, you merely adopted the red planet. We were born on it, molded by it, etc., etc. We haven't got Martian-born strength, so they still take sanity damage from disasters, but, it's not a lot. Medical center, we can increase the birth rate if we really wanted to. We've got Martian adaptability. Certain restrictions that still persist on Earth, derived from religion and general conservatism, are absent here on Mars. As a result, we have the freedom to genetically enhance our newborns and hone their already sharp minds to a sharper point. So, if there is going to be a Khan Noonien Sung, it's going to be Martian-born. Okay, we're just going to put it out there. We are free with our genetics. They could be Adam. Yeah, look, Mars is rapture. Let's just accept what it is. Martian-borns would have lower... Well, that's the thing. Martian-borns would have naturally lower bone density and muscle density, but given genetic manipulation, not necessarily lower than Earthlings. In fact, quite possibly higher. They might have much denser muscle fibers, much stronger bones. A Martian on Earth might be able to lift 2 or 3 times what an Earthling could. On Mars can lift many times more than that. When you don't have things restricting the advancement, now bear in mind that is a double-edged sword. It's very, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, etc., etc. Just because we can doesn't mean we should. But we are. So, right, we could even get some more metal up here if we wanted to. We've got this running full whack. Actually, let's leave that. We've only got 3 unemployed. We've got a couple of homeless, but should be alright. How are we going towards our goal? We are 74% of the way, 3/4 of the way towards unlocking those secrets. Well done. I have a little worry that we're going to be able to sort out this mystery. And if this is one of the hardest mysteries, I feel reasonably good about myself for that. Unemployed of 8. Could you please get the metal over there as quickly as you can? Maybe we should get an extra metal mine. No, I'm disinclined for that, actually. Disinclined to do that one. How are we doing with fuel? Not great. I mean, we're moving around. Of course, yeah, we're using... given that we're also refueling a drone, we're going to set up an additional... something like that. Yeah, right there. And then we'll run piping down to it. I hadn't factored in that because we're also refueling this,
Dust storm approaching.
we need to increase the amount of fuel that we're producing at this location. We've got 2 homeless even in this dome. That's frankly impressive. Mars isn't crazy low gravity, you understand that. But there's 2 things that affect stuff on Mars. If you're talking about how high you can jump, you're probably going to notice less of an impact on how far you can throw something. Because Mars's atmosphere is significantly thinner than on Earth. So there's a lot less resistance to something moving through that atmosphere. But Mars's gravity isn't, crazy low compared to Earth's. I mean, it is a decent bit lower, but you'd have much more of an extreme effect. I love the Expanse novels. I forget what the saga is, but what the it might just be Expanse. But I love how they talked about the Belters and the birth deformities that Belters have, or rather the skeletal deformities and things like that, because they're living in such a low gravity environment. That was particularly interesting to me. I think that Martians would have much less of an effect. They'd have a bigger effect on them would be internal rather than muscular, I think. Because, like, our digestive system on Earth has evolved to use the gravity. It's basically gravity fed. Stuff moves down. On Mars, those small changes in gravity would result in, over many generations, the body adapting to be more efficient in the lower gravity. And then if they came to Earth, they'd have a harder time pumping their blood. They'd have a harder time digesting stuff. Or rather, everything would be heavier inside them. And a small change in such a finely tuned system can be really big. I think they'd have significantly less problem walking, jumping, running. They'd get tighter. But blood pumping, that's going to be rough on them. Their heart is not going to be used to how hard it's going to have to push to get blood up to your brain. That will be a big one. But, other things. I'm sure there'd be stuff like they might have suits that would... I mean, we even have suits now for extreme G-force differences. For example, fighter pilots. in planes that are built to exceed, to apply extreme G-force. They've got things that the faster they move, the tighter their pants will constrict their legs. Effectively, it gets to a point where it will aggressively cut off the circulation to your legs, because the fighter pilots don't use their legs as much. Some do with pedals, but like under the extreme acceleration, like perhaps they're performing, combat maneuvers where they're using afterburners to sharply change direction or accelerate. Their suit will react to that and suddenly cut off the blood supply to the legs momentarily, so that the heart is having to do a lot less work to make sure the blood is still going to the brain so that they don't pass out. Little things like that. And I think astronauts have similar sort of stuff, again, because... I think it might not be as aggressive in astronauts, because for a large part... the assumption is, whilst you're taking off, the G-forces are going to be so extreme, there's no point in fighting it. Let's just make the ship able to do a lot of tasks automatically. Whereas fighter pilots need to be in that moment sharp as a knife. So there's more effort in momentarily reducing the effects of sudden circulatory anomalies. It's really, really interesting, the things that we do. But I imagine, like Martians on Earth, that's the sort of stuff that they would need. Stuff that would adjust the way their body was working to try and combat the problems that being on an inherently higher gravity would affect on their internal operations. Honestly, I reckon this infection thing, it's just a sign that people weren't drinking enough tea. Oh, do they, Kuro? You know what? I honestly don't know. I can't say I know that. I was assuming that a passenger rocket, any kind of rocket trying to escape Earth would have a very high acceleration, so a high G-force, but I don't know. I do know, though, that fighter pilots do employ systems that will, like I said, aggressively restrict where the circulation needs to go in order to amplify how much the heart can do under an increased load. Again, to stop the pilots from blacking out, because, blacking out when you're in a combat situation, pretty bloody bad. Of course, that's where, enhanced ship AI comes in. Silly organics, circulatory problems. How silly. The advanced AI fighter jets don't have to worry about such things. They can reach extreme velocities. They can dive bomb something in order to release their ordnance at a higher speed so that they have more penetrative force.
Cable fault reported.
So on and so forth. Could you please move stuff over? Maybe. Possibly, maybe. Let's get all the way up to 20 drones. I might need another set of drones here then. If that's the case, we're starting to struggle a little bit. How's work going over... food going over here? Not great. Let's go and make another delivery. Could you please grab some food from here and deliver it directly to the quarantine dome? Or coffee. Well, sure. I think maybe the problem was too much coffee. Yeah, both of them are so chock-a-block full of materials. One malfunctioning. Really? I hate it when it's these cables that malfunction. It's like, damn it. Yeah, that's what I was talking about initially, Darkfire Phoenix, that during combat maneuvers, so for example, sharp turns, the use of their afterburners, liberally, to perform extreme accelerations, or in fact, trying to use some method of rapid deceleration, it would all affect them in a way that they really do suffer from that kind of stuff. So I need another one of these over here then. Let's pop you in there. How are we doing? How's the queue coming along? Are we going to save Earth? Yes. Yes, we are. We're at 98%. Hooray. We are awesome. Earth is not going to die. Not on my watch. Not yet, anyway. I mean, we may one day have to come to blows. Depends how much they want us to kiss the pinky ring and pay the taxes, but for now, we'll try to make sure that Mother Earth doesn't lose all of its humans. See, this is the thing I'm wrestling with, Aavak. We're fine up here. The virus isn't killing us. It's just, well, I mean, it slowly is, but not faster than we can cure ourselves. But on Earth, are we really doing the right thing by keeping them alive? As soon as we've gotten that, the next thing I really want is this. I just desperately want better planes. Wouldn't mind building a geoscape dome as well, actually. How are we doing for rare metals? Well, we're not doing too bad.
Research.
Tremendous news. The cure for the wildfire disease has been discovered.
A genetically modified strain of the Martian wildfire interfaces with the RNA of the virus and effectively stops it from coagulating the blood plasma of the host. The intake of only a small amount of the cure is enough to halt the development of the disease, even though it wouldn't repair the tissue damage suffered so far. The scientists experimented with multiple growth mediums and discovered that the most effective way to proliferate the medicine is by introducing it in mold cells growing on potatoes. This is great news because we can provide enough biomass for the modified mold to grow, and if we do it quickly, we can still stand a chance to end the suffering of Earth. The Curatato crop has become available. Harvesting it will produce cure for the wildfire infection, which in turn has to be exported to Earth to end the crisis. Colonists with the infected trait will be cured permanently after their first visit into a medical building. Start the process immediately. Time is of the essence. Right, okay, well, given that we now have all we need, this needs to very, very drastically change. We need to pull these down right now. We don't need these in this particular location. Get rid of that. All of these need to be removed right away. Now we can get some different buildings here. There we go. Want a farm there, please. Pretty much we just want constant curatato crops. Whilst all that's going on, let's set some of the crops over here to be curatatoes. You only just started, so curatatoes takes 5 sols, produces 10. Soil decrease of 50? 30? Okay, well, we're gonna have to take a hit on the food crops coming out of this dome. That's painful. I'll be honest, that's quite painful. Okay, we're gonna need to balance that out then. Yeah, desperately gonna need to balance that out.
A colonist has died. A colonist has died. Colonists are dying from the wildfire infection, probably. Oh no, died over here. Really? Oh, it's gonna happen. We're gonna lose a couple while we rapidly transition. And there's not a lot we can do about it. It is tragic, but it is also the way it's gonna be. One there. I want another one here as soon as we can. There we go. Make these as a crazy high priority. I would now like specialists here, specifically no scientists. We want botanists. Botanists and medics especially. Apply, back. Close. At this point, we can now allow specializations in here. Don't need any scientists. I'm not going to say no to engineers. But let's go out of there. Need these built very quickly, please. The curators are going to be a bit of
This is Mars official
an issue.
radio
Building not
with
working.
another
2
letter
buildings.
from one of our
It's
listeners.
fine.
Hey there, Panam. What's up? You are so cool. Almost as cool as the music you play. Just kidding. Would you like to meet up sometime? Maybe have a glass of wine and a donut? I feel we could talk and talk and talk for hours and hours and hours. What do you say? You know how to reach me. It is soon Friday again. You know date night. Mark. Oh, well, it's time for another song.
Yeah, why smooth Panam? Poor Panam. She hasn't learnt yet to read what she's about to read out aloud first. Alas. Right, there's one farm. Good, good, good. Let's make sure that we're getting the potatoes, then clover. I'm just going to leave her as potatoes and clover. Actually, we'll swap those around a little bit. No, we can't. I need this much more. However, this one can be swapped over. We've got a lot of food, so we should be okay. This one much the same as this one. Potatoes and then clover crops. Right. Have we got any passengers? No. Back. I can't launch the rocket, unfortunately. So until I've got something to buy, I'm kind of stuck. Right, want these constantly working. Oh, actually, they've only got one slot anyway, I suppose. Same over here. Make sure they're super high priority. How are we doing for water? Okay. Right, we could still lose at this point. We could still lose. I need to start bringing this down a little bit. Homeless 3, unemployed 1. How are we doing over here? Homeless are 7. Got enough room over here.
A cargo rocket is on its way to gather the wildfire cure. People on Earth depend on our efforts to create a steady supply chain for the cure.
The amount of wildfire cure we have to return to Earth depends on the severity of the situation there. If the situation demands it, we should expect potential future requests for the cure. Load cargo rockets with the cure and fuel and send them back to Earth until the wildfire infection is completely eradicated. Roger that. We will take care of it. Okay, dust storm, it's not a big issue for us. What are we currently working on? We are currently working on high-powered jets, which is going to be very useful. Could also increase shuttle speed. Yeah, let's just leave that as is. Actually, no, we're going to take that one off and we're going to add in sustained workload. Because I am pushing my colonists quite hard. Just take them empty, we need the new rockets. No, we don't. I realised we didn't need the new rockets because I looked at them and you can't launch without having something there, which would mean if you had no money, you'd be boned. You wouldn't be able to get a rocket over here to send the stuff back. But, and then to answer my request, this was immediately mentioned, so that's actually pretty good. Unemployed 7, really? I'm going to decommission this and I'm going to build a new farm there. Pretty much all my domes now need to be dedicated towards the production of potatoes. You've moved a lot of the food from over there. That's fine. Drop it off here, but that's the last time I want you to move food. In terms
Vehicle
of farming,
battery low.
the hydroponics farms I don't think do better. I can have a look at it. Base production based on crop. I'll see. We'll pop it in there and we'll see what we can do with them. That might be a better option, but generally farms are better. We'll see. A farm produces 10 potatoes in 5 sols. So we'll see. And it only requires 6 people to do that. The reason I was losing oxygen to Dirty Picasso is because during a dust storm, my Moxies, which are my oxygen production, don't operate because the atmosphere is too violent for them to operate safely. So they shut down. So in that period of time, I struggle a little bit. Leaf crops, microgreens, algae, very low yield but produces oxygen. Yeah. We can't actually produce it in hydroponics. I need farms. Cure potatoes, boil them, mash them up, stick them in a stew. Fantastic, Savannah. Hello, Futuristic KF. It's been so long since I've watched one of your streams. Oh, well, welcome. I hope you enjoy. Also, thank you very much for the cheer bell, Stephen and Savannah. World saved, hooray! Well, it's not saved yet. And Statistics, did I thank you for your resub? Yes, I did. I think. I hope. Now I could just have cure potatoes, but the increase in yield is worth it in my opinion. It takes 5 sols to get there, but if I just let the cure potatoes run, they are going to destroy the harvest over just a couple of harvests. There's not going to be enough yield coming out of them. Whereas clover is going to push that yield ever more towards 100%, where I'm going to get a lot more out of it. Cure potatoes, then clover. High priority. We're doing great on pretty much everything right now, except for rare metals. It's the only thing we're lacking. Right, I would like you to land somewhere close by. You're going to cover everything with dust, but that's fine. For now, I will allow it. Can I fit this in there here somewhere? Yes, I can. Good. Alright, we should be okay. It is going to kick up so much dust, though. Everything getting covered. Right, go ahead and just load this as a high priority. If that needs to be loaded, then load it. I want it to be able to head off the moment there is enough for it. Can I store the cure potatoes? Wildfire Cure Depot.
This
Yes,
is
I can.
Mars official radio with Panem
there.
Public Service Escalon.
One there.
We have a soundtrack just right for the blue sunset light.
One over there as well. 2 over there, in fact. I do like that it adds things like that. How are we doing to concrete? It's not terrible. Could be a little better, but could also be a lot worse. Let's get more storage down there. Keep you guys busy. There we are. Keep everything going. I think we're generally doing alright. Got a decent amount of research per sol. Robotics, the shuttle cargo expansion is going to be huge because it's going to drastically reduce the fuel expenditure to use the shuttles that we've got right now. We actually need another dome, though. Oh, we will very soon. Yeah, we really will actually need another dome very soon. Probably another medium dome. Where would be the best place to put it, though? Actually, down here, probably, because of all the rare metals that we've got available to us. Might not be a bad move. If I built one, it would probably... Well, I'm going to miss out unless I built it there, unfortunately. What I could do is get one over here. Bit of a potch because I'm going to have to move stuff around to achieve that, but it's fine. Oh! Oh, whoa, whoa! What am I doing? I'm being an idiot. There's loads of stuff that I need to be researching. Aavak is dumb. Right, I need you to go and top up. I got so focused on that I completely stopped working on researching anomalies. How stupid. Sure, go ahead and have some more people working there. As many as you can. All my nurseries full. My nurseries are all full. Well, water shortage as well. Not necessarily a terrible thing, but it's probably because somewhere has run out of fuel. Oh. It's because both of these have run out of fuel. Ouch. Alright. Then we need to set up our second dome somewhere else. Rightio. I think I've got a place. Let's get to building
Vehicle
a tunnel.
battery low.
Can we fit it in here at all? No. Can we fit it over here? We could, but I'd need to reposition some things. We can fit it, however, right here. Which is fine. I think. Okay. First, before we do that, we're going to move around the storage. I'd like the universal storage depot here instead, and then we'll break this one down. Once we do that, we're going to get a tunnel there over to this location. Is any of this deep? Yes. We've got a lot of water there. Got some deep metals too, so that would be pretty cool. That's fine. But we are losing a little bit of water over time. And we need to get on top of that
and you're
sooner
listening
rather than
to
later.
Mars Official Radio, your reliable source for the music you love.
2 sols until the next production. We'll have a little while on that one. 9.5, 9.5, or 9.1 in fact. So 9, 18, 27. Yeah, we're going to be a ways off getting the 60 that it wants. That's going to be painful. We need more farming domes. Desperately need more farming domes. Let's get more polymers on the go. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that. We're just going to have to wait. Right, let's get the new tunnel set up. Right there. I want you popping out around about here, I would say. Actually, we could have you pop out there. Yeah, sure. And at that point, we're going to want a drone hub over here as well. Let's make sure this drone hub would be in position to reach everything there. Yeah, that'll do. So the first thing we're going to want is power to allow all of this to work. I want power down towards this water extractor. Actually, go for the more potent one first. And then some pipes as well. There we are. I need you to do a little bit more charging. Oh, you don't currently auto gain charge. Ouch. Didn't realize that. Bit silly of me. Alright, let's get up there then. Hopefully we'll have enough charge together. Actually, on the way, stop here to recharge fully. We should have more than enough of everything to get all of this sorted. Okay. Aavak, why do you build your H2O extractor right on the icon? Because generally speaking, whilst you could have more, that's just going to mean you're going to run out faster. Why bother? I'd rather build multiples at a multiple whole sites and then not have to replace them for a while. It seems just as effective to me. Because we're not actually losing that much water. One water extractor is going to cover this for us. We're not going to have to. We're not going to hurt. I would like, however, to get a universal storage right there. Are you charged up yet? Not yet. Get in there though. Get you down here. I want you to charge up, and I would like you to carry concrete around for me.
A colonist has died. A colonist has died.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Deaths in the colony 3 now. That's nasty.
A colonist just snapped.
Oh, that's the first time for a while. Courtney Dayton, as every other colonist, went through psychological conditioning before arriving on Mars to guarantee their most basic ability to cope with the adverse environment. Indeed, the people live on the barren, dead, cold world with a toxic, almost non-existent atmosphere, protected only by a fragile-looking dome and relying on machines to keep them alive. The unparalleled everyday stress levels slowly drain the people of their resolve. Thus, even the slightest shock or frustration can send someone over the edge. On Earth, entertainment and recreation are just for fun, but here they are a tool for basic survival. Colonist Courtney Dayton has reached critically low sanity, provide operational healthcare buildings in the domes, and avoid heavy workload or nighttime work to prevent this situation. Which dome was it? Overall, sanity is fine here. Yeah, there's way too many people in there. Alright, we're going to turn off night shifts on some of these places. But it's going to mean we're going to have a massive unemployment. We can just build more places to make use of the unemployed, rather than pushing every last drop out of what they can do. For example, we can build a rare metals extractor down here, which would be fine. Go ahead and hook that up. And maybe some more polymers or even more fuel, perhaps. No, more polymers would have to be. Or another metal extractor over there. How many unemployed do we have? 17. This will use up 8 of that. This would use up another 8. Sure, we could do that. Excuse me. Or I could go for one extra polymer factory. I think I'm going to go for the one extra polymer factory. Going to need to run a pipe down here though. I'll only have one extra shift, but that should be fine. Oh, actually, if we, well, no, I would like my scientists constantly on the job. Likewise, there. The sanity restoring structures should always be working. And get that going. There we are. Please work down there quite a lot of the time. At this point, we could start selling rare metals. We've got enough. Got more than enough, actually. You know what? Sure. We're going to start trading rare metals. Unfortunately, I need to send something over. Sure. An extra transport would be fine. Go ahead and bring yourself over. Hook this up to
Cable
everything.
fault reported.
And then also to our pipe network. Then we should be good. Slight cable
Research
fault,
complete.
though. Oh, just one drone. Low cost is in the rocket. That's actually a good point. I should have gone for that. Should have gone for that. Right, high-powered jets. There we go. Our shuttles are now going to be moving quite a lot more, which is very, very useful for us. New spire building, hangar, is a beautiful park complex that greatly improves the comfort of all residents in the dome. One of humanity's most enduring and fanciful legends from the ancient past is made a reality on Mars. Wouldn't be a
Welcome
bad
back.
thing.
I'm Panem Public Service Escalin, a nickname I got in my youth when I was a part of the public service revolution. My home country used to have serious restrictions on freedom of speech. When democracy finally came, other forces took control over the broadcasting channels. I fled to America, where some compatriots and I started up an underground news network, determined to supply our homeland with neutrally reported news. It was very successful and grew into today's public service network, the least corrupt network on Earth. And now for some music.